Hey now.
Hey now.
Hello,
Hey now.
everybody.
Hello.
Hello, Sam. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Hello, Aaron. Hello, Sam.
Ooh, this is getting intimate.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Aaron.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna start
We've
rubbing
started
myself
off
right
friendly. This is a good 25 seconds so far.
now. It sure is.
Yeah.
How's everybody? You guys good?
I'm good.
So far, so good.
All right, that's good. That's good. Well, Round the Reel's kicking ass. We're doing pretty good. Our show's doing pretty good actually. I was looking.
Is it coming back around?
Yeah. We're still not at like peak, like a couple
That's
years ago peak, but we are growing back the audience, which is cool. And
For being in our 40s, I think not being at your peak but not too far below is pretty good.
yeah.
Well, Aaron's in his 50s. Just saying.
I wasn't going to mention it, but since he's under the bus, yeah.
I appreciate
Fuck
it.
that old motherfucker. No.
Yeah, you know what? Thanks a lot, guys.
I know, right?
Yeah. Dude, I'm still holding on. I don't give a
Dude,
shit.
you're in better shape than I am 10 years ago.
And me.
Yeah, you know, I'm like Stallone. I don't give a shit.
It's not saying...
I don't know if you're like Stallone, but
Come on, you can give me that. You know, like Angel in the City. You know, Cobra style. No? Okay, never mind.
I'm more of a montage from Rocky 4 kind of guy.
Who doesn't love that? That's the
Dude,
best
it's so fucking
one.
good.
Dude, God. I love those shows, man. I love those movies. They're so fucking good. I miss all that stuff. So I just got to point out, like, real quick. So I've been editing. Steve, we've been working for a lot of people lately. We've been doing a lot of stuff. Yeah, which is really cool, and helping out everybody out there that, you know, they're like, hey, you know, we could use this. You want to help us? And we're like, yeah, let's go. But I just finished the other day the edit for 495 for Jordan Ray Smith, and him and Alonzo Ross are going to be on the show in a few weeks. These two young filmmakers are pretty cool. They're really nice guys. And this is their first movie they made, and I literally saw their rough draft edit that another editor did, and I was like, bleh! I couldn't take it. And I'm gonna say it out loud. I don't give a fuck.
Maybe that's the effect he was going for.
Oh no, it was so bad. But you know, he had asked me if I could do a re-edit on this thing. He didn't even think he had a movie, and I'm like, sure, I'll watch it. And I watched that edit, and I was like, huh? So then I said, okay, I can help you with this. And then he gave me these notes that he wanted re-edited, and I'm like, dude, I can't do that. I have to. Let me just start it from scratch.
Just let me do it, my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of money left, you know, and I just really liked this kid. I liked his attitude. I liked his vibe, and I really, really liked his passion and why he wanted to make movies. So I decided to just edit the movie at this really reduced price, right? I had a blast cutting this thing, and it's a short film. It's like an hour, okay? I mean, it's a feature, but it just barely got over an hour. I'm going to tell you what, it's really, really good. I was really, really, really happy to see the film come together. And it was a blast editing it, and I just watched it again with Sam. And as an editor, you know, you think you're like the shit and you don't miss anything. Dude, there's like a 3 or 4 second black spot in the movie that I don't know how got there and why. And I cut this thing. And then also, right towards the end of the movie, the road mic comes out like a fucking dick right in the fucking shot, like this. And I
think you just should have gone with it. Put the 2001 theme on it, you know, just as the metal dick comes into frame.
Anyway, I'm very happy about it though. So we got a few little things to clean up, but it's ready to go.
Dude, I released a movie with shit that I did wrong.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the first film I ever did, I fucked up a transition and it like cuts off halfway through. And the guy who did the sound went, well, it's a raining scene. So he just put like a big crack of lightning over it.
Yeah.
So it kind of works, but I was like, no, I just fucked that up. Didn't notice till the premiere. Yeah.
Like, yep. It's weird how you can miss stuff still.
Yep.
It's so weird. And we're supposed to be the editors. Like, we're supposed to be the final eye, right? We're not.
Yeah.
We're not.
No.
But it's funny, though. Sam was watching with me, and she didn't even see it. She still didn't see it. So it made me feel better. Yeah. Big fucking
dramatic.
Big Mike dick. Just right in the fucking... I was like, oh, my
I didn't even see it.
Anyway. All right. So, you guys ready to do a show today?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'm super excited. Do you know how, you know, people always say black people look alike? You guys know that? You ever heard that before?
I've never heard that. Go ahead.
People say that.
I've heard white
I've
people
said
look
it.
alike.
I've said it before, so.
Yeah,
Oh.
you've said it, Sam. I know I've heard it for many times in my life. Our guest today, he and I are a lot alike, but we're not the same person. But we see
You're
the
not?
world. No, we're not. I mean, we think the same. We see like movies the same. The shit I know that he loves, I know I love as far as filmmaking goes. We kind of celebrate the same kind of stuff. I see him online always doing the stuff. And it's pretty cool to have him here today. So we're going to chat with Mr. Chase Dudley here in a few minutes. Get to know him a little bit better and also tap into his mindset and how he's doing stuff right now, because this guy is doing a lot of cool shit. So, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Well, let's get Chase Dudley in here right after this intro.
Welcome to Around the Reel with your host, Aaron Carlson, Steve Eaton, and Samantha Hanna. Ah, shit. Here we go again.
All right. And there he is, the guy of the hour.
Dude, Dudley.
That reel was amazing.
Of course it is. I made it. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't
No,
know
it was
that
great.
at
I
all.
forgot I was on the podcast, bro. I was just like, wow.
Steve, I didn't help at all.
I cheated.
How do you
though.
live with that ego, Steve?
I know,
Yeah.
I know. It's amazing. I have trouble walking.
Ask
in the
me
room
how I
because
live with
it's
it.
So large.
How do you
Yeah.
live with this, Sam? Because I'm sure my
It's
Sam
super
doesn't.
hard.
Well,
It's not
yeah,
that
I
bad.
love how y'all mentioned the similarities, and my wife's name is Sam, and she says the same thing you say.
You know?
I came up with the most logical scenario about Aaron and I. I think we are multiverse twins.
Mm.
I agree. I
Agreed.
agree.
The South is now the multiverse. I fucking
Exactly.
love it. Yeah.
We just can't figure out which one is 616.
It's different worlds, but the same fucking thing.
Same vibe, man.
Yeah,
universal,
it's just-
universal truth.
You ain't kidding, man. So how the hell are you,
And
Chase?
Aaron actually has that shirt too, by the way.
I do. I was gonna wear it.
Dude.
That
It
would've
is
been-
amazing.
I know. It's fucking weird. It's fucking
It
weird.
is, dude. This movie changed my life for the better, and I was so glad my mother went to go take me to go see this when I was 12 years old. This was
Oh hell yeah! Pulp Fiction's a shit, dude. It's
Yeah.
the best thing ever. It doesn't get any better than that, you know.
Yeah.
And
I'll
you
never
can see-
forget some parent is watching me come out of the movie with a smile on my face, and she's just like,
I had the same thing when I saw it when I was 13 years old with my old man, and we both had 6 senses of humor, and both of us are cracking up in the movie theater because to
yeah.
us it was a great comedy.
It was
And
a
it
The rest of the
great.
people looked around us like we were fucking insane.
Well, yeah.
Especially the opening scene. Say
dude.
what again? I dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. Say what one more goddamn.
It's the best, dude. It's the best. And Quentin even says that it's a comedy when he wrote
Yes.
it. That's the whole point of it. Yeah.
It's obvious if you got a
on.
6th sense of humor. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bald? Does he look like a bitch? What? Bow.
It's so good. They go,
Sam,
And
I
you can
told
quote the whole damn movie just like Aaron.
That's what I'm
my
saying.
God, yes.
Oh, easily, dude. Easily.
That is Quentin Tarantino movies, man. I'm built different because in Django Unchained, I'm laughing halfway through the movie, although a lot of it shouldn't have been funny considering the context of the movie.
Right.
I'm laughing hysterically, and I have black people turn around.
Like, what the fuck are you laughing at, bro?
No.
Right,
yeah.
I'm
And you're like,
sorry,
nigga,
but
this
it was-
shit is funny.
Yes.
Well, you're
I'm with
black,
you.
so you can laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I laugh, I'd really get
Saved
looked
your
at.
life.
I feel like there are things I'm not really into political correct because things are funny, and that's what I love about movies. Movies is a universal around the world where we have our differences, but in that black room on that silver screen, we all are united.
Yep. I agree. 100%.
Hear that. Well said.
Yep, it is. Except for the white folks that are watching a movie like that who are sitting there like,
The
You know, they
can
can't
audience. Yeah.
can't do shit.
I don't
let
like
it out.
how I was portrayed, although you play a gangster in almost every movie.
Right.
Right?
Oh, it's so funny, man.
It is.
Well, welcome to Around the Room. Chase, thanks for being here.
Welcome
with us
to
today,
Around the
man.
Reel.
It's.
I'm not gonna lie. This one, I'm a lot more prepared for the culture of what this podcast, and I can be myself.
Yes,
First
you
time
can.
y'all was saying some stuff, I'm like, oh, we can say
Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want on this show. Yeah,
I
and
love
that's
it.
that's the truth. It's a real show, man. That's what we
I
gotta
love
do.
it.
We gotta talk real, especially when it comes to this stuff, because with some of these filmmakers out here, brother, it's important for, I think, everybody to share what they know and how they work, and maybe it can help somebody out there that's just starting out or that's been in this indie world for a while that it's not really clicking for them. They can't get over that hump, or people have been in it a while and they're bitter. And I don't like anybody who's fucking bitter when they're making movies. It drives me
It's easy to
crazy.
get bitter in this industry
Mhm.
because
It is.
Oh yeah.
we can like, if I was to compare my success to yours, or me to Jason Horton's or Abel Berry, some amazing filmmakers have been working. Everybody's on a different journey. We're trying to get to the same. We're trying to get to the same finish line, but my path would not necessarily work for your path, and
Right.
Yeah.
it's all about, like, for me, I can only say I don't take no for an answer. If I get denied, I will turn around in about 3 to 6 months, ask you again.
Yeah.
And I'll ask you again. And I'll ask you again until you block me or you don't want to be on my friends list. But I'm not going to apologize for me being a filmmaker and I'm trying to raise money to do what's best for my filmmaker. There's filmmakers who have trolled me numerous times for me doing a fundraiser, and I'm like, wow, congratulations, making fun of a guy who's trying to make a film. That's
Right.
great. But what are you doing?
What
Yeah.
are you fucking doing? Yeah, and that's
And,
exactly the point.
and it's like, I don't understand. Like, when I first started, I was a hater. I used to be the biggest hater. Who's this guy? Look at this guy, But, like, once I realized, like, people like Abel Berry, yourself, who've been doing this for 20 years, you guys put in the work. And the blessings you are doing, because, like, I watched your Friday the 13th fan films, and I watched a lot of your work, man. Watch your YouTube channel. You make great quality work, but people look at you and they be like, oh, he's a great overnight success. But that overnight success was 18 years ago.
Absolutely, bro.
Like, you got to put in the work if you want to succeed. I don't care who you are. Like, that's the formula right there. Because the first 7 years, I think, of anybody's career, you're going to hit every branch and every stick of that tree when you fall off that parachute, off that plane.
Yep.
But if you stick with it and you continue to never
Get
give
over the
up,
hump.
yes,
Yeah.
the sun will shine. And if it doesn't, you might want to start kind of wondering and look around in your circle and look at who is in that circle and maybe figure out why you're not climbing out of that circle. Like, why you're not climbing out of that box. Because I had to do that. I had that rude awakening in 2022. I had an editor who he edited my films, and sometimes he did DP, but he was always missing stuff, and I used to make excuses of why he was taking a lazy route.
Okay.
And it's, my wife told me, and I didn't listen to her. And then it was finally, somebody was like, you can't take everybody with you.
Yeah, and that's.
And you want to, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't take people with me that don't want to go to that journey. Like, if you're not going to put in the work to get there, like, don't ride on the coattail of somebody else, because you can't get successful being lazy.
And it's
Especially in
hard.
the entertainment
Just-
industry.
We're emotional human beings. It's very hard, but it's also important to be like, maybe you're a gaffer, bro. Like, or
Well, see that, but
Yeah,
see,
and
that's
usually they'll
even
be
hard
like,
for me,
"No,
because
fuck
I
you."
tried him in different positions before I
Yeah.
completely cut ties with that guy.
Mm-hmm.
I started him off as, he was like, I bought him on a set of Marvelous Mandy. That didn't work. Then I was like, well, maybe you can do this, and I was trying. And I'm gonna tell you a story I've never mentioned publicly.
Ooh, I love it. Let's go.
Beast of the Field. Beast of the Field, I'm ready to shoot the movie. Amber Dawn Fox had to come a week early because there was a hurricane that hit the Carolinas. Hurricane Florence came through the Carolinas and then followed her and coattail to Kentucky. So we were doing some extra, like, okay, let's do some lines and kind of make you being here an extra week. Let's go ahead and because she was my lead. So I was showing her Payday, my film previous before, and my DP calls and he goes, "We have a problem." And that it's always a problem before the movie, and you're like, "Hang on just 1 second." So I try to be professional, step outside, while clearly Amber sees something on my face is wrong.
Okay.
So he's like, "I don't have my camera, but he's on his way." Come again? "I don't have my camera." And I'm like, "What do you mean you don't have your camera? That was part of the agreement in the contract." Well, I pawned it and they sold it.
What the
So he waits to tell me the day before while he's coming from Las Vegas.
Oh.
So I was like, so let me get this straight. So you're bringing yourself with no camera. How am I going to shoot my movie? You can't record it with your anatomy.
What use are you? Yeah.
Right, So I had to come up with a miracle, and I made so many phone calls. And luckily, there was a filmmaker that I borrowed a huge favor. So I told him, I was like, "Look, you're going to have to forfeit your pay. And I'm going to have to rent out this camera."
Right.
And the funny thing is the people on Beast of the Field was great, but the experience was one stress after another, because when we got there, then of course the hurricane hit and we got dumped a lot of rain. Our lighting broke. We had no lighting. I borrowed a camera that we had to pay for because it got wet. So almost everything that could went wrong.
Went wrong.
And which movie was this again, Chase?
Beast of the Field, my worst film.
Okay.
We all have one.
We all have one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure do.
I don't normally even talk about that movie, but I wanted to get this off my chest. Nobody knows like the stuff that directors and producers go through
No, they
a lot
don't.
of times, because it's kind of deemed unprofessional to talk about you being screwed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But why is that? Have you ever wondered why that is?
I don't know why it is. Like,
Me
It's
neither.
the
there's certain
success
people
thing,
to get a hall
I
pass
think.
to say whatever it is about you, but the moment you defend yourself, God forbid. But
Yeah.
on this show, I don't care.
Yeah. No, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. And that's
It's
what
a
this show
safe
is about.
space.
This is a vent zone. We can vent all our
Yes.
shit right
That was
fucking
probably
here.
the biggest vent. And then like where I'm going with this is after that, like I took a 3.5 year break because I literally got so burnt out of filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was like, what am I doing? I'm thousands of dollars in debt.
Mm-hmm.
My movies are not going anywhere. I can't get nobody to do what they're supposed to do. So I became that bitter filmmaker we were talking about. I hated
Right.
on everyone and everything.
Yeah.
Then COVID happened.
Here, guess what? Hey, audience.
Yeah. And then finally after COVID, 2021, I was like the film bug got back into me, and I came up with Locked In, and we shot that for such a low budget film.
Yeah.
And again, that was the very last time I worked with that filmmaker, but this time he did sound. And the sound was horrible. It sounded like we shot the movie underwater. And I thought the only reason why I considered hiring this person again, this is where sometimes you make very irrash decisions.
Sure.
And this is me trying to be a loyal person, but I'm not being loyal to myself.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
I literally told, so he had all this equipment because he's also a musician. So I was like, well, he has to be good at that because I've seen some of his stuff and it sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to try you with this. Maybe you're good at this. Maybe this is what you're supposed to do with sound. That movie was so bad, like with sound, nobody wanted to touch Locked In. We had to self-distribute it, and I literally sat on this project for 2 years because no one wanted to buy it.
Right.
So we had to self-distribute, and I'm glad that Jason Horton actually taught me how to submit to Film Hub.
Right.
And I was bothering him when he was doing his podcast or not his podcast. I was bothering him while he was doing A Hard Place. And I know the struggle of him raising funds for that film. And I was asking him so many questions, and he definitely got a little cranky with me, and he apologized, but but that was my bad. I was asking him so many questions. He's like, "Look, man, I didn't realize you was this far in the dark. It's like, get me out of the dark." But I get it now with the last two campaigns for Blood in the Bleachers, and it is a lot of work, and it's like,
oh my god,
now, and it's like I'm messaging so many people, I'm doing so many things, and there's just so many people. It's like, hey, can you tell me how you did what you did? And it's like, you want to help, but every time is crucial because every perk that drops and everything that's going on,
you have to be on top of it.
It's literally very overstimulating.
Yeah.
And it's like, you want to help everybody, but it's like, man, I can't detour the course for what I'm doing because every day is crucial.
Yeah.
Well, and also you can't teach people to have a work ethic or a love for doing that.
Correct.
Like, that's a very specific, not only skill set, but like the ability to carry through and do what you were talking about, where you're like, I'm gonna call you back in 3 to 6 months. That's a skill set and something you're born with.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh no, you cut me off.
No, I know. No, I'm apologizing to you for me because I don't like doing that. So I check myself. I appreciate that. But no, man, when people try to ask me tips on crowdfunding, I don't give away a lot of the resources because I'm very loyal to Abel Berry. There's been a lot of people who always go, man, you should do a master class. And I'm like, that's not my niche. I'm sorry, but Abel Berry has that. He has that 7 million raising for filmmakers.
Yes, he does.
And he has done all of that. And I don't want to monetize. What is his thing, and that's his thing. Like, I can only, the only thing I would be willing to do, talk about in a seminar, is I wouldn't take no for an answer. And I took all of the knowledge that he taught me and applied that, and he really, like, his methods really work, and I find ways to apply it to use to myself. It's like the knowledge is there for anybody to succeed, but I live, sleep, and breathe filmmaking. I even probably be talking about it in my sleep, like, take number 1.
Yeah, I know, I get it.
Thank you, I'll call you back.
Filmmaking so much, and I get so excited just by talking about filmmaking, and I love talking to you and all of you guys because we have that in common. Like, we can talk about it's a calling, and
exactly.
It never goes away.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. Nan, I want to unfold everything he said because there's a lot of stuff in there.
I know, you're like,
I'm so sorry. I didn't.
No,
we don't take
it's
notes,
good stuff.
But
It's
that's
good
our
stuff.
bad. Yeah,
it's good stuff. Let's go back to your not taking no for an answer, because that I have that same philosophy.
That's
See,
everything.
Again, we are a lot alike in that regard. That's what
I'm either loved or hated, but I don't want to go out in my way to be disliked, but I'm not really too worried about the opinions of what people think about me either, because at the reality, I'm trying to make a movie. I'm trying to be the best version of myself. I'm trying to be the Tom Brady of filmmaking, and that requires discipline and hard work. And sometimes, somebody tell you no today, their situation might change.
Exactly.
They might have had a bad day when they told you no.
Exactly.
Like, sometimes, like, if I argue with my wife and then somebody asks me a question, I might not be as nice.
We're humans.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's my point. Like, but I learned also too, and Malachi Godfrey, thank you for. One time I came on a little too aggressive, and he kind of was like, "Slow down." You know what I mean? Like, it was like, I know you're new to crowdfunding, so he really walked me through selling him a perk.
Sure.
But
that's great.
I learned so much about how to approach somebody and talk to people. And again, I try to make the perks that we do on our campaign, I try to make it a mutual benefit, because the reality is, if you were the kind of a person where everything's always about you, at some point people are going to be like, what's in it for me?
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the key thing. So instead of trying to teach people, the method or whatever, everybody has their own method, like you said earlier. That's the most important part. The thing that they got to focus on is like that accepting no gets you closer to the yes. You know, I was in sales most of my life. I was selling
Yep.
shit from all over the field, from fucking cars to houses. You know, I've sold at banks. You know, I got to sell this fucking loan to these old people who don't really fucking need it. You know, these are the things that you learn, but you learn basic sales.
Yes.
And there's a rule to it. You know, like I remember one of the loan officers I worked with a long time ago, and he told me two things that I'll never forget. He said, one, I beg for business every day. That's my job. Every day I wake up, I'm unemployed. That's how I look at it. I have to find work. Okay. Number two is I take 3 no's before I give up. That's what he said. 3 no's. And he could space those no's out for the year or a month, depending on where he was. He would always keep hitting that person for that deal.
Absolutely. It really
and that's what you do, Chase. That's what you do. No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Talk about it, bro. Go ahead.
You're the guest,
so bad.
Chase.
People
Bust in,
are gonna watch this and be like, man, he's either super ADHD or he's super. I love what you were saying, and I got excited. When I get excited, I blurt.
You're good.
Yeah, but no, I do agree with that. But it also depends on how the no is.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
If it's just a no, but like some no's are more like try back later.
It's
You know,
like
if
Sam.
there's a no,
It's like
punctuation
Sam
mark
when I'm like,
3 times.
"Hey, tonight, honey," and Sam's like, "No, stop it." You know, no.
Yes.
You know that no means I can
Well,
keep
that's
going.
easy.
But
I
if she
just go
goes,
with
"No,
this.
leave me alone,"
Right.
I gotta stop.
I just leave her butt. She can't resist that. You know.
With you.
Sometimes she be perfectly washing dishes and just she know what she's doing. But or if I don't acknowledge it, you just gonna walk by and don't touch it.
Oh man,
Can't resist this chocolate piece.
the chocolate piece.
It's
They
chocolate piece. but in your words, I agree with you. And Abel always said the same thing. It's a numbers game. And but like if it's like a no 3 punctuation marks, I'm probably gonna wait about 3 to 6 months. That's a Mark Cuban no.
Right,
But
exactly.
if some people are like, I really can't afford it right now. Okay, they're in a bad spot. I understand. And then maybe I'll come by a couple weeks, maybe a month, couple months. But you know, but the point is like every day I wake up and I'm like, this is the last day of the campaign. I want to get to a certain point because I know the type of movie I'm trying to raise, and I know what I want to do with this movie. In order to get the SWAT, in order to get a lot of the realistic stuff, that requires budget. And I think I show people transparency, what I've done with a $57,000 budget film with Broken Innocence. And now they're about to see what we did with a $100,000 budget film for Blood on the Bleachers. And now I'm going like, this is going to be my most ambitious, and I'm going all out. Like, you know, I'm super excited. I've been sitting on this story since COVID, and I knew I wasn't ready to direct that film because of what it needed. I needed to get some experience under my belt, so I moved this project to the side. But now, God damn it, this project, it looks amazing. Like this, the script, the pacing, and when I worked with, Leonard Peterson and Chloe Lutz on Blood on the Bleachers, the one thing I really like about their acting, because there's things I like about actors, like they all bring something unique to quality.
Absolutely.
But what I liked about them is they can go off script and you would never know.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
It is.
I
But
know.
see, I'm a filmmaker that sometimes I let them cook a little bit and just watch.
Me
what they
too.
do. I tell them because Chloe and I had a meeting 2 weeks ago, I think, and we were going over. I asked her what she thought her character was, and she literally went through everything, and then I gave a few adjustments of what I thought, and then we came to a compromise. But I told her, I'm trusting you with this role, and I don't want to micromanage your choices because I don't want you to be wooden on set.
Exactly.
I try not to over direct because there is things I have seen on certain sets. I have seen over directing a lot.
Absolutely, and it sucks ass. It's so stupid when you see it, and you're like,
You're throwing
and
away
it's-
talent.
Yeah,
You really are.
You really are, right, Steve? I mean, it's one of those
Make
things.
everyone uncomfortable, basically.
That
Well,
too.
I mean, they
Yeah.
start to wonder if
Yeah.
I'm right for the part. They start to wonder a lot of things.
Yeah, and they get all clammy and they just get frozen and it's just stiff and it's stupid. Like, the more organic you can have them be, the better your movie's gonna fucking be. It's that simple. It's really
in a
not
perfect
hard.
world too. I mean, you start making a movie, and in theory, pretty shortly after you start, they should know their character better than you do.
Absolutely,
I mean,
and most of the times they do.
And you're like, you won't know the movie better than I do, but you will know the character.
I firmly
Absolutely,
agree
Steve.
with that.
Yeah.
But I also learned like to seek actors, because this is what I have really learned since Broken Innocence, since that massive drama I dealt with on set. One thing I've learned, and one thing I will not accept anymore, and a lot of people probably been saying this lately. Hey, I would love to work with you. Hey, have you seen anything I've done? Nope. Bye.
Yep.
Why would you want to work with me? Yeah.
Exactly, because then if we don't have the same core values of what makes a film great, like you were just talking, how you and I, we can like literally a lot of the things fundamentally we think about filmmaking. That's why it's so easy to collaborate.
Exactly. And here's the thing that's funny, you bring that up. I recently got called up by another person, I won't name him, in this area that has money, wanted to make movies, has a decent IMDb, he's a decent actor, right? He's done some stuff, been trying to produce, wants to produce, saw that we were getting stuff done the last few years and actually releasing films consistently, which he hasn't been able to do.
Consistently. Every time I look up, you're releasing something.
Right, you know? And this is something, which is something he hasn't been able to do. So he reaches out to me and says, hey, dude, I've got this, blah, 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 blah. Love to talk with you. So I had a conversation with him, and I'm like, okay, guy seems a little eccentric, but let's go. Started working with him, okay? He had a script that he wanted to turn into a very simple feature. It'd be something like one of those isolation movies. It's in one room, shit happens. I'm like, oh, okay.
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, we can knock that out, no problem. You know, I could be happy to do yours before we maybe work together on one of our skits. Got a great location, all this cool stuff he's got. He's got money, everything else. You know what he didn't have, Chase? A good attitude. The dude's attitude was shit, dude.
Nothing is more frustrating with a bad attitude. And
I'm going to tell you.
Now I do room tone.
Exactly.
When I kind of get a good personality, because if I feel like we're going to have conflicts, I'm not going to work with you. Because the reality is I like to have open dialogue. I don't like eggshell relationships, because there's things that need to be said. And, you know, words are words, and especially in a place of business. And I don't want to be able to not be able to say what I need to say without you being very emotional or super, like, you know, offended by things. I mean, I'm here to make a movie, and sometimes making a movie requires hard conversations.
Yes.
And I need, because again, I ask everybody on set before we wrap, is there anything that I can work on and I can do?
That's a great thing to do.
It is. It really is. Let me tell you what the day with this guy, and this is for everybody out there making movies, We were on the set. The set designers are there building the set, and these guys were like hippies, and they were really cool people, right? And they're working their ass off. Yeah, they're working their ass off and doing the set. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is like some Tim Burton shit. Everything was at a slant and everything else. I was like, oh, this is dope. I'm having a great time. I'm engaging with them, and we're having fun. He comes walking in with this sour fucking face, just sour. And I'm looking at him, and the vibe of the room just went fucking straight to shit. Just when he walked in.
I've had people walk in the room and just the chills came in. Like, I feel like the sixth sense.
So I told him, Chase. I straight up told him. I pulled him a quarter, and I was like, hey, dude, you know what? You know, if you smile, your face might be happy. I'm just letting you know that. And he was like, you know, this isn't about.
To make us smile than a frown.
And he's like, oh, Aaron, is this about that thing you told me when I first talked with you about having fun on set? This is a job. I'm like, whoa. No, this is fucking privilege, dude. To make movies
very
is a
much
fucking
a privilege
to do. You are not thinking clearly. This should be fun. I've worked at many places in my life that I didn't give a fuck about, and it was like that. The reason I went into filmmaking is because I love it, and I fucking want to have fun doing it, and I want to get paid to do it. That's my fucking goal. So because you act like this, you're screwing up my vibe. And I'm going to tell you why you never finished any fucking movies, dude. Because of your attitude.
Nobody wants
No
to
one
work
wants
with
to
you.
work with you, bro. No one cares.
That is very true, and it takes a lot for me to get out of that vibe. I love because people, Hunter Grove, said he was like, man, you're probably like one of the coolest people I've met. He was like, because like in between takes, I just start busting out music. I was playing Marilyn Manson. I was playing
Fuck
Rob
yeah.
Zombie. Then I was playing Eminem. Then I
Hell
was
yeah.
playing a lot of stuff. Cause I love that.
The vibe, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I love what
We're
I do.
playing. It's
We're
not
playing.
much different than kids. Yeah.
No, we're playing. If you
Just
lose
make
that, you're
believe.
fucked. If you lose that, you're fucked. And I think a lot of filmmakers are forgetting that. They take it so serious. And it's like,
Yeah.
I heard Denzel say that. It's like, it's a movie. Who gives a fuck? You know, this is Denzel Washington, right?
Yeah, you realize how like everybody kind of looked at him, and you could tell they did not.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
They're
And
like,
they're all like,
It was,
don't tell my agent. It's a really difficult thing. Please pay me.
Yeah,
they're all
but you could tell.
stuffy.
You could tell that went over their heads, though.
yeah, especially like Oliver Stone. He couldn't take it at
Oh,
all. You could
man.
totally tell. But I'm like, that's Denzel. I mean, that's the vibe you should have. I mean, it's just healthy. It's fun. It's a privilege. It really is.
I think some people it's tricky because you got to end up getting. I'm not like this necessarily, on set, but I've
I
met
think you're
people
a
where
hoot
they,
on set.
what's that?
I think you're a hoot on set. Yes, and I said hoot.
I take it. Thank you.
I've really heard
But
that term in a while.
Showing your age.
yeah, I love being called a hoot. I'm good with it. But no, like
Sam,
some
you're the
people, I think
quietest
they
one.
have
What you're
to.
like, Sam.
What?
You're like
What'd you
always.
say?
Oh, she's over there stuffing her face. Now, are you eating?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was eating.
No.
Wow.
No, I always
No, I
just
was
I
asking
cover
her
my
if
mouth
you
a lot when I laugh.
Oh, okay. I was asking, what are you like?
Yeah, what do you like
On set?
Yeah.
Quiet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
quiet
Probably.
and chill.
She's
You're
quiet.
So
chill.
you're an observer.
She is. She's my second pair of eyes most of the time.
Yeah,
Just
because
like
I was
everybody.
just saying she was watching all of us talk and she was just taking into it.
Yeah.
I was like, so I was.
Yeah.
That was what I thought. I just kind of wanted to hear it.
She
Mhm,
does that
that's me.
all the time.
Some people
I-
do have to.
I
get
just
into it.
vibe. I vibe.
You do.
Yeah.
The only thing that Sam used to hate was how long it takes. She gets frustrated on set.
She's a Sagittarius like myself, and we do not like waiting.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. She wants to
We
get
are
in,
12
dude,
hours is
Sagittarius.
pretty
It has to be
long.
now.
right? No, it's for real. It's for real.
Yep.
You know, but
Sam, I was watching Get Out, and then I watched the new Megan movie, and it really like occurred to me how much you look like the actress. I can't think of her. Let me whip up my phone. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm on
go
my
for it,
phone.
yeah.
Shit. But you look like the actress that played Megan and Get Out. So
Yeah.
I think for Halloween, I think y'all too should dress up as the characters, and then you should eat like the bowl of cereal with the color separated from the white.
be no joke.
Allison Williams.
Yeah. When I first met her, I was in the.
There we go.
Yeah. When I first met Sam, I was making a Metal Gear Solid fan film back
nice.
in what was
Wow,
that,
that's
Sam?
awesome.
Long time ago. And I had my teenage kids and their friends in it as playing like the bosses. We had nobody. We had no idea what we were doing. But I was like, Sam, you could play Eva. You could be badass in this and everything else. She had never acted before. I literally just started dating her. So she came out there and she was so awkward on set. She had to drink her ass off to get in front of the camera. She'd get all fucked up. It was really funny.
My wife
but, you
is
know,
the same way. She don't like being on screen.
no, she couldn't
But
stand
I
it.
think the reason why she reminded me so much of the Allison chick in that movie, because if Sam was a villain in the movie, you would not know it until that very last moment where, like,
Oh,
again,
yeah.
the audience did not know she was the villain until she had the keys the whole time. And you're like,
right.
oh no!
You got poisoned an hour
Yeah.
ago.
And then she like had all of these pictures of people she lured into the foxhole, and it's like, man, we're talking like hundreds of people. People have been missing for months,
Right?
and I just think she has like that face where no one would suspect her. That was the creepy thing about it. And I told Aaron, I was like, dude, your wife looks like the chick from Get Out.
Yeah. When she was in the Outriders, she really kicked ass as Vivian
Yeah, she was
Baxter.
good in the Outrider.
Yeah, Sam, you killed in that movie. I swear to God, you did. You really, really did a good job of Vivian Baxter.
Well, thank
in
you.
Outrider. I loved you in that. The two separate characters you were playing, the twin sisters. I mean, you nailed that. That was fucking good. I wish the movie was better, but you know, I tried.
Well, Sam,
tried.
I didn't mean to be awkward
tried.
and drag you into this conversation, but you were just sitting over there and you're lonesome. And-
Yeah, no, I am in this conversation. I'm just a listener. I listen.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
I used to talk a lot, but I was also drinking a lot, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say, because I remember last show you were more, you were, I remember you were a little I don't know. But I,
More
vocal?
I was trying to include you into the conversation.
Thank you. No, I'm just listening. I'll include, or I'll say something when I have something important to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Sorry, I talk to everybody. That's why when the teachers try to move me,
I do too.
I'm like, I talk to everybody.
no, that's good. I mean, that's a trait you gotta have. That's
Yeah.
a gift. Chase. It's important.
Talk to
You gotta
everybody,
have
like-
it. You gotta have it, brother. You gotta have it.
This is not a lie. What I'm about to say. I literally talked to somebody who was openly racist,
Okay.
and by the conversation, he looked at me and said, "Dude, you're a cool dude."
You see, you turned him. You fucking turned him. You oh wow, you became a
Like
human. to them.
I'm
Wow.
telling you, like he was a full-fledged neo-Nazi. He had a shaved head. He was very racist.
Like Edward Norton style, like straight up.
Very much so. Like my
You weren't
because
afraid to like talk to him?
it was
Like
weird.
not afraid in a way that like
No,
he would
I
hurt you or
wasn't-
something,
I
but
think
afraid in a
just-
way that he would like offend you or hurt your feelings.
Well,
I
he
don't know. I'd be
was-
afraid of that.
He did start it off by being that way.
Mm.
Okay.
I was 14 years old.
Oh God.
So like my mother and like my dad, they always told me about their experience. Like my mom
Yeah.
and dad grew up. My mom, especially my mom. My mom grew up in Georgia where she had to drink out of a colored water fountain. So, but I didn't understand that. I didn't ever know. So that was really the first time I was really right next to somebody who hated me because of what I was.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know what it was and why he felt that way, and he
Mhm.
just vented and I listened. And then I just told him, like, I've had experiences of wrong people, but that doesn't make I just like the anomaly number. Just because you have one bad experience with something, does that make everybody the same? And once we kind of had a casual conversation, like towards the end of the conversation, he finally looked at me and acknowledged that I'm in the same room with him, and we were having a conversation. And at the end, he looked at me and a tear just fell down his face, and he just was like, "Dude, you're a cool dude." And still to this day, we're friends.
Wow.
You see
That's
what I'm
awesome.
saying?
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
You-
really cool.
You can break barriers, bro.
You need to make a movie about that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I really do.
That's a scene in a movie for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, like that conversation because I was curious. A lot of people was like, "You're ignorant," like for even having why you even talking to that guy, man? And I'm just like, I just want to know, like, what is?
Yeah, we're all
Everybody
people.
has a reason, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he was talking, and I just let him listen. I had to hear like 90 things I didn't like. Now, did I want to knock him out? Sure, I did, but
Right.
Mm-hmm.
you
I
didn't
wanted
do it.
to understand
Like
why
where he was coming from.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I really
Mhm.
wanted to know what was on the other end of that barrier, and I think that's where, like me as a storyteller, where I don't necessarily put a specific narrative. I try to make my stories balanced to where there's things that you can take away, and it leaves room to discuss,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I like.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. That's cool, man. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, that's amazing that you could even do that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I don't even know how that story even came up.
No, it's important. See what I'm saying? Dude, you're on Around the Reel. That's why. Shit comes out.
Yeah.
Well, not
Shit you
that-
don't even
about
expect
everything.
will come up.
See, but that is a testament of how comfortable I am talking to you guys, because a
Yeah,
lot of
no, I
times
appreciate
I
it.
do watch what I say, because a lot of times I read the room, and open dialogue is a dying breed of
Yeah.
Shouldn't be.
it shouldn't be, and I feel that nothing should be off the table to discuss, and I feel that we are headed more and more towards where there's no going back. Like
Yeah.
there's no more open dialogue, and
Mm-mm. You can't say fucking anything.
Yeah.
you can't.
And I say retard a lot, and I get yelled at a lot.
She does. She does. But
I don't call people retards, but I call things retards. I call myself a retard.
Yeah, see, but what? See, the
You're not supposed
difference.
to say that.
The difference is in like again. The thing is it's a word. in the
Yeah, right.
context. You're nearly
Yeah.
not calling somebody that, and if you are, it's in a playful manner.
Mm-hmm.
Like like growing up, I used to say a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we'd be playing my best friend in a game or something, and be like, "Man, shut up! It's my." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
literally say that to ask. There's no question mark at the end of that.
No.
When I feel like society has put such an onus on people that it made
Exactly.
it too intense.
Yeah.
Like it's
Right.
like, no, you're not unsafe just because they called you an asshole.
Yeah.
You know,
We've
look,
had this
you're okay.
conversation. We've had this conversation on the
lived
show
long
before.
enough to become the villains is basically what it is. You know, just like they said in fucking Dark Knight. It's the truth. You know, you live long enough. I mean, in our age when we were growing up, a lot of shit was acceptable, and that's just the way it is. You know how many times I got called the N-word? You know how many times?
I
got
laugh
called
at this
that?
point now. Like, if
Yeah.
you really think that's gonna bother me.
I've never been bothered by it. I grew up with it. It's like Santa Claus to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't bug me. It never had.
And I think for me, and I think when he realized, when he kept saying that before, and I still kept having that conversation, that word has never bothered me. I've
Me
never
neither.
assaulted someone.
Mm-mm.
Because at the end of the day, people are gonna have to realize you cannot legislate love. You cannot make somebody like you.
Yeah.
Well, and people only say that because they know it bothers people.
Most
Yes,
people.
if you react to it, then you are a slave to what somebody called you.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
exact. Oh my
Yeah,
God!
that
I've
couldn't
been
be
trying
even
to
better.
tell people that.
You are responsible for what you react to.
Yeah. And it's not even clever. I mean, calling someone an N-word is not. You didn't put much thought in that. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I disagree,
that's the
because
thing that gets me.
I heard some racial slurs. I'm like, man, that's pretty creative.
You're right, and those are the ones that piss
Some of
me
them
off.
are.
I was chatting with somebody online, and we were arguing back and forth, and he called me Pirates of the Nigger beer. And I was like, dude, that was good.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Don't
You
call
look-
Aaron Prince.
Yeah, I had a guy call me Prince one
Come up
time.
with that? Was he like waiting to like just say that in like your life?
Is that
And
one
then,
that he
like,
made
you
up
know
and just
what I mean?
keeps
Like,
using on people?
It's
Yeah.
good.
I'm
You're like
man, that was-
Deadpool. You're like
I was
fucking Deadpool looking in the camera like, that was a good one. That was a good
Dude,
one.
I was
You
like
know?
Jim Carrey on Liar Liar when he found out when he said I had better. I woke up in the middle of the night like, wow, he called me that. Like, you know, like I was astounded. I was like, that was probably the most creative racial slurs that was ever thrown to me. And I wasn't
Aaron's
offended.
got one
wasn't
too.
mad. I was just like, man, that was pretty original.
Yeah. I know, man. I got in a fist fight with a guy when Sam was a bartender at her bar, and we took on like 3 dudes, me and the cook, out in the parking
I thought you were
lot.
gonna say Sam. I'm like, damn.
No, it was badass. So she was bartending that night, and this little punk
I'm a lover,
ass.
not a fighter.
Yeah. This little punk ass was talking shit, and he was calling me N-word a few times, but he was just this, you know, one of those little white boys that just thinks he's the shit, and he's just this
He
little
was a
skinny
weasel.
fuck. A weasel, yes, exactly. Anyway, I was hanging in there with him. We were fine, and I was flipping him shit, he was flipping me shit, and I get off on that because I'm kind of demented that way because I like the competition. It's kind of fun. We went outside, and I was smoking a cigarette, and this little fucker came up to me, and he was like, and we were just all kind of talking shit as a group, but he said something to me, towards me, and he called me Prince. And that shit flew me off the handle. I literally went after him after that, and I beat his fucking ass in the parking lot. It was great. It was
Because
great.
the rest of your life now, you're
Yeah.
previously known as Prince.
Yeah,
You know what's funny, though?
the N-word
You
didn't
kinda
bug me,
strike
but
me as a
Prince,
dude-
that's taking it too far, motherfucker. Okay,
You
now it's all.
strike me as a dude that could take so much, but then once that final nail in the straw, you're like, okay. You
I'm
know
done.
There it
Yeah.
went.
Yeah, you gotta
Yep.
take off. You gotta take off all your stuff calmly.
Yep.
Hit that person's ass and then explain to them why they got their ass kicked.
That's exactly what happened, dude. And the cool thing about it, dude, and you'll get a kick out of this, my shirt got ripped. So I'm in the parking lot standing above him, and he's on the sidewalk, like all fucked up. And my shirt's ripped in half, and I was standing there like fucking Bruce Lee with my shirt ripped. It was badass. I fucking loved it. I loved it.
Hashtag free the
Yeah.
nipple.
And no one
Yeah.
filmed it. Nobody filmed it. In the day and age, and we had
Where's the
cell phones,
cameras?
fuckers.
I can see you doing the Steve Rogers at the detention where you turn the chair around.
I know.
You know what happened to you, kid? Just quit. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
He's a guy.
Oh man, that's
I didn't
good
want to have to
stuff.
do this to you. You made me do this to you.
Exactly.
So you got your ass kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Chase, you know what I've never asked? you in particular. Why
I was like,
movie?
what?
Why movies, man? Why movies for you? Why are you doing this?
Movies chose me. When I was
Explain.
growing up, I was a very socially awkward kid. I had two brothers; they were twins, and they're 4 years older than me. They never wanted nothing to do with me as hey, it's my wife. They never wanted nothing to do with me. Like so, I was a loner. Like I didn't have I where we lived at. Like none of the kids was my age. They were all older than me. So I never felt like I belonged in that area. So if I was not walking into the woods, um, I was literally watching movies, and I watched so many movies every day. And I was watching the behind the scenes. I was watching all of that, and I just had myself, and I was like, I can do that. And I used to remember all of the lines of the movies. My mom, she had to work two jobs, so I didn't really get to see my mom very much. So it was just me, really, because she had to work two jobs. So by the time I seen her, she was gone to bed. She had to support three boys. So movies were just there. And that's all I watched. I never really thought like, well, I don't have any friends. I didn't feel like I really needed it. I was just watching
Your
TV.
friends are on the screen, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I totally get it. I totally get that. That's the thing that is the same about us growing up. My house was pretty crazy when I was a kid, too. I'm pretty much sure Sam's was, too. We all had a crazy house. Steve, I don't know about your house.
It was weird enough.
It was weird enough.
Yeah. Yep.
But our house was pretty funky. Like, I had a white mother who was pretty much black. You know what I mean?
That's my wife.
And yeah, I could tell. I could tell right away. I could tell by her notes. Anyway, yeah, she was a hard ass, and shit would go down at home, and I had my younger brother and sister there. My stepdad was there, and everything would go crazy sometimes, and I would stay out of it, but I would be sitting, I won't say Indian style, but what do they call it now? I don't want to be the villain.
Crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce. I'm sitting crisscross applesauce in front of the fucking console TV watching whatever's on. Whether it was a TV show or a movie, I'd always watch them. And then when VCRs hit, that was my fucking go-to. I had a beta. I had a beta in one room, and I had a VHS in the other. And I had movies on both. And I'd watch them over and over and over. Never thinking that I would make movies. But I felt pulled away from all the crazy.
See, I can relate to that. But
you know what I mean?
I was watching them, and I always visualized me on a red carpet. I had like these fantasies, like seeing me on the red carpet, and the ching 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 ching
right.
Like I'm like, but it's funny. It's funny. Like as now I'm much older. I don't really care about. I don't want to be a celebrity.
No.
I want to be a working director for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go somewhere and everybody's like, oh my god, it's Chase Dudley. Like I would like to go in a room and just have a normal conversation with somebody, and then maybe they like, that's Chase Dudley. Maybe one or two people. You know what I mean? Like, but like I just don't for love of filmmaking. I and when people see my movies, they see that is love, dedication, and passion. And my whole personal life has been a disaster because of me following my dreams. I've had possessive relationships, where it's like me
on the
passion.
film game. Yeah,
exactly. And that I think the best song I've ever heard it was by Eminem. It's two songs that he made. One was called "Favorite Bitch," and it talks about his love with the hip hop industry and not being faithful, and then 25 Years to Life. That was on the Recovery album, where he was talking about that, and it is, and then like, unless you are a creator yourself, you would never understand.
You won't.
The calling and passion, because a lot of people don't get it. Man, like I see a lot. Like every time when I'm making a movie and I'm done with a movie and I'm going right to the pipe to going into another one, man, when are you gonna take a break? And it's like,
I'll croak one day. Yeah.
yeah,
is what I
when
do.
that happens, because I literally, like, now I got like momentum.
Yeah.
Like, if you were to take like a 2-year break now in this kind of world, like
You're
you
fucked.
literally,
You quit.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the next best thing is going to replace you, and
Yeah, exactly. You're starting all over again, and it'd be ridiculous.
you're starting
No.
all over again.
Yeah, no, it's
And it's like that. What have you done for me? Relationship, like Eddie Murphy was talking about. What have you done for me lately?
Not to mention, it takes like decades to build a good team of people.
Yes,
Thank
it really
you.
does.
That is what you just said. And then, like, if you take a break and you disappear for 2-3 years, you come back, you try to get your crew together. They done moved on to who
They
somebody-
moved the
Yeah.
fuck on.
You're like, that's that motherfucker. Stop calling me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now you want me to get up my schedule because you ready to work again.
because you ready, you come back now. Yeah,
'Cause You
exactly.
wasn't going high.
No,
Now,
I,
now, if you had like a family life emergency and something happened,
Yeah.
That's
that's a whole
different.
different. That's a different thing.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I totally agree. Well, I'm happy to see you riding this because you've been fucking kicking ass with everything you've been working on, and your work ethic shows. Like, you don't fuck around, Chase. you know?
Dude, that video really made me. That was probably I watched this. I saved that video you made,
Oh,
and it brings the tears. It brings tears to my eyes when I watched that day, and I'm not lying. You can ask my wife and my kids when I watched that, because you are what we need more in this industry, and that's supporting other fellow filmmakers. One thing I can say about you three that I'm seeing right here is that you guys have always been that, and you got, like, it's not a competition.
no.
Yeah, we're all competing for the same goal of raising the most money, but ultimately everybody's audience is different. Like,
There's room
Absolutely.
for everyone.
there really
There
is.
absolutely
Like,
is.
but usually when people make videos about me, it's usually guess what Chase Dudley did. But like, I've seen so many people from like you to Jason Horton to Jen Stone, people giving out their support, and that was the most touching thing I can say I have seen in my film career so far.
Oh, man.
Just seeing the support of other fellow filmmakers, because I've never understood like why so many filmmakers try to shit on the other filmmaker.
It's just pure.
It's insecurity.
It's insecurity. Yeah, and
Absolutely.
yeah, it is. It really is.
And we all
it's-
feel it on occasion. You just hope
We
you don't
do.
say it out
We
loud.
do.
No,
I know,
dude,
and I do.
times I have seen people do some amazing things. I'm like, this son of a bitch.
Why am I doing it? Yeah.
No, and it's
But, like-
cool though. But it's motivating, right? It
Yeah.
motivates
Exactly.
you to kick
No,
ass.
no.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes.
for an example of that, when Billy Pine last year raised $34,000, I was like, son of a bitch, damn, he did it. That is incredible.
That's what Aaron says about you.
I do every time. Every time. I was like, this
But I respect
motherfucker's got
but
that
what
much
I
money
did
on day
do
one.
Is I said I am going to do everything in my power to beat that record.
Yes.
There you go.
Right.
And I did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I
That's
did.
what it's
Yeah.
about. You know, and I think that's a
It wasn't
healthy.
like competitive towards him directly. It's kind of what Lamar Jackson said the other day. He's like, hey, I don't hang out with Josh Allen or any other quarterbacks. I might be friends with him down the road, but right now, this is a business.
Yeah.
I want to win.
Yeah, yeah, and you want to hang out around. You want to hang out with people that are not only just cool, but the ones that are doing things that you haven't reached yet, because they inspire you to get there. Well, I'm not gonna hang out with people who aren't doing shit. Why would I do that? It's not going
It's
to
a good way
motivate
to
me
end
to
up
do
not
anything.
doing shit.
Yeah, all you're going to
Yeah.
do is sit there and think you're the shit and not get anywhere, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I think that's a crazy thing. We lost Chase's video. You okay, bro?
Yeah, I did. I had to take off my
Oh, you're good.
I had
you're good.
my Bluetooth hooked up to the car.
Mhm.
Because we're about ready to when we leave it, we're gonna head out somewhere.
No worries. I totally get it. But that's the key. Like, I think supporting other filmmakers is the way to go. And you can't support everybody, just like you can't help everybody.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the
you
thing. And there's people out there that don't support other filmmakers that I feel like I don't want to support either, then, because they're not.
Yeah.
You know, you can totally tell when they're just
Not
all
gonna
about
shit
what
on
they're
them
doing.
necessarily, but
No, I'm not going to say a goddamn word. I'm going to just stay
Yeah.
silent. And the only reason is that because they don't seem to have that same kind of vibe where it's
Yes.
like, hey, you
no,
know,
and one
it's
thing
definitely
I've
a give
learned
and
a lot
take.
from last year is what I'm not going to do anymore is I'm not going to cave into people when they want to say whatever it is they want to say about me. I'm just going to continue to create and live my best life and just kill them with success.
Yeah.
There you go.
The best revenge.
Not even responding is the best response.
I can't do that. I can't do it, but I
He
try.
can't handle it.
I'm with you. I
Yeah.
had to acknowledge I was petty to realize not to be petty.
Yeah.
I was a hater when I had to realize not to be a hater.
Yeah.
Aaron, you should admit that you're petty.
I am petty. I do get petty at times, but it's weird because I know exactly what you're saying because I'll be fighting that and I'll be like, don't say anything, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna say
Don't do
anything.
it, and you're already typing.
And then and then I scroll like an hour later and I see him again and I'm like, oh God, you motherfuckers.
But see,
And
you're
then
a
I won't say
Pisces, and your Pisces twin must be a shark.
seriously, right? And I want to bite. So then I'll think of something. What can I say that's passive aggressive and not really? I'll break it down until finally I won't either say anything or I'll just say fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And that's me. But like I told Chase the other day, it's like, yeah, he was like, you're a pretty laid back guy. I'm like, yeah, but I can be a fucking dick.
I'm thinking it well.
Yes. No, but see, I say that, but I mean, that's for business. I have a side to me that, I'm not always
We all
calm.
do.
But I guess for me, like, I usually take a lot before I get to that point where I dish out.
No, that's good.
Once somebody get the perception that I'm just a carpet they can walk on and just moonwalk all over it, then that's when I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I try to be very patient with people.
Good for you. No, that's
I try not to be
thing.
the angry black guy.
Yeah, don't be the angry black guy.
Patience is something that Aaron does not have very
I'm
much.
getting better at it, God damn it.
He is. I will give him that. He seems to be getting better at it.
Yes.
I don't have a lot of patience, but I have patience with people for some
Yes,
reason.
you do. You really
I
do.
have people patience.
Yeah, and that's why I love being around you and Steve and stuff, our team, because you guys fill in the gaps that I lack, and that's,
But
that's
I think a
important.
great team does that, though.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Like my DP, man, like he's really good at being very blunt. And then my sound guy is the kind of guy I can go and vent to.
Yeah.
Brandon's
Right.
the kind of guy, like, he's like, hey, pro tip.
Right.
Like, I'm like, if you say pro tip
One more time, motherfucker. I'm fucking done with this shit.
But I asked everybody around me to be honest. So I don't
That's
like,
beautiful.
you know what I mean? Like, if you can't say it to my face, then what's the point of saying it?
Exactly. We already did an hour. That's fast. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that's why my wife bars in the door.
No, you're good. Okay, so Chase, before we end the show, please, what are you working on? What's coming out? What are you doing? Spit that out for us.
Got you. So I am currently working on The Desperate. It is in pre-production, and we just launched our campaign, and we did 46,000 in the first 24 hours when we capped 56,000 in the 48 hours. And we are definitely trying to excel to make a really kick-ass action thriller. And we are going to be filming this in September. And then after September, I have another film that I will be announcing very soon. But right now, I got to focus on this. But I am going to be doing 2 projects this year because I just keep getting so inspired by seeing you guys release more movies in a single couple months than some filmmakers do. It's crazy how much you guys pump out stuff.
Yeah.
The Batman 2 is still in development. So, but my point is that I love seeing you guys work. It keeps me inspired in a healthy way.
Likewise, brother.
Yes.
Yeah,
Next year, I'm going to be starting 2 projects and be.
Well, when you come to announce your second one, either we got to have you back on or tell us so we can shout you out.
Absolutely.
No, dude. I wait till you see what I got coming up because
Can't wait.
I will say that it is going to be a 2-part movie, like broken up, like so it's gonna be kind of like Kill Bill 1 and 2, but it's gonna be like I don't want to give too much away yet because it's still very premature, but it's gonna be a survival horror film.
Oh, nice, buddy. Okay. Very exciting, Chase. And you know what's cool, Steve, Sam? We get to work with Chase on his next film.
Yes,
I know.
I'm
rendering part of your movie right now.
Dude,
Yeah, well, and the next one.
I was so impressed by y'all work and just how y'all do things, and I was just like, we need to collaborate more. I love the professionalism. I love the transparency. I love the ethic. Like I said, I'm trying to move with people who are moving at the same pace.
Yeah.
Because the moment you get tired of you over on the sideline, I'm still running. I'm just keep going, and I don't know how to stop.
Yep.
You know, like I'm like, man, keep up, man, because I'm not slowing down.
I'm gonna be like Anthony Mackie. I'll be on your left, bro. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
On your left. All right.
I can't say what I want to say anymore because the legal trouble, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But I can't stop, won't stop.
Right. All right then, guys. Sam, you got anything else for Chase?
It's good to see you last time.
Samantha, you have anything for Chase you want to end the show with? You good?
No, I'm just glad that we get to collaborate with you because that we have a ton in common with the ethic and just everything. I mean, just the kind of people that you are. You really mesh with the kind of people we are. So it's cool to. It's
like,
gonna be fun.
We're serious about what we do, but we have a common goal where we like to have fun doing it.
Exactly.
And when you have that level of like fun, passionate, the creativity that comes out of your brain, it oozes with ideals and just great things. When you are stressed and you're not enjoying what you do, your brain is not putting out great.
No, it shows up on screen and it's gross.
Exactly. Only one person managed to do a great movie like that with so much stress where he thought he was going to get fired, and that was Steven Spielberg, Jaws.
I was gonna say Steven Spielberg. I knew it.
Yep.
I just didn't know what movie.
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
his start didn't work.
Yeah, this shit didn't work at all, did it?
Bruce. Yeah.
Chase, it's absolutely an honor to have you on the
Dude,
show.
same.
And being a buddy with you, making movies with you, you inspire us just as much as we hope we inspire you.
Absolutely.
I mentioned 3 times you inspired me.
I know. I didn't mention it enough, but
And I continue to promote you guys because you guys make some very good quality films. It's pretty bad when you watch a Friday the 13th fan film and it's like, why didn't they do these directions on the actual franchise? And it's like...
Well,
I was like, this is a fresh breath of air. Like the acting was great, the way you shot, that's when I realized you did VFX because I was like, man, this is really good.
Oh yeah, Steve don't fuck around. Steve jumps in there and does some VX.
That's
dude,
what I'm saying.
off the
But
check,
like the fact that you guys doing this like on a low budget level, but you're giving that Hollywood level. And like some of these $200 million budget films you're seeing, and they look the way they do lately, you're like, something ain't adding up.
Yeah,
thank you, dude. That's so good to hear.
Steve, I told you, man. You're no joke at that shit. You gotta.
No, seriously, I don't throw out I don't say stuff to make people feel good. Like I say, like if it comes out of my mouth,
I feel good anyway.
I mean it. I mean it when I say that.
No, I know you do. I know you do.
Yeah, but it was really good stuff, and it made me very excited to where I told Aaron, I said, dude, I want to move forward with you guys.
Dude, we're gonna have a blast making that.
We are.
I'm super excited, buddy. I'm super excited.
Absolutely, man. I'll talk to you guys soon, guys.
All right, Steve, close out the show, bro.
All right, I'm gonna get the right quote this time. Thank you all for watching Around the Reel. It's been lovely talking to Chase Dudley about his myriad of projects, and I hope you have a great week. Think hard because you're thinking anyway.
There it is. He did it. Yeah, there you go, Steve. Thank you, brother. We'll see everybody later.
See ya.
Bye.
For those of you that want to be a guest on Around the Reel, please email Sam at aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
Not Messenger. Do not message Aaron on Messenger because then he has to send you a message that says email Sam at aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.
How come they can't just message me again?
Because nobody wants to fucking talk to you.
Can anybody reach out? That's an artist, filmmaker, actor?
If you're an artist of any kind, we want to hear from you.
But we are going to vet the crap out of you.
We don't care if you make millions of dollars in Hollywood or if you're just beginning your career in the art industry. We don't care. So everybody that wants to be on Around the Reel, yes, we want you.
That's aroundthereel253@gmail.com.